this fight will never end while these people, Griff and Leisure, own this hotel. They can't be trusted. You know, we don't want any backsliding here. They want us to remove the marquee and remove other things, and then what'll happen then? Will they sneak him in? And, you know, we're still looking at the big picture at a minute.
The Central Club.
What's going on, people? It's columnist at the Central Club podcast. I hope you're all doing well. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the club. We're back at Stradey Park for a final time. For you guys who don't know, the council and the hotel owners have pulled out of the agreement for the refugees to be housed here. So for the locals, it was a success. But we're now 3-4 weeks on from that decision being made, and there are still flags being thrown, and there are still people camping outside. What is the purpose? We don't know. But today there's a ride out, so we thought we'd come up here for some closure on the Stradey Park and to find out what their reason is for being here. Is they still fighting another fight for something else, or is it because they just don't have nothing to do? We don't know, but we're going to find out today. Stay central. What's happening, Rod? So this lovely mural's been put up, is it, recently?
Yeah, absolutely. This was done free of charge by a local street artist called Steve Jenks. You can find him on Jenks Art on Facebook. Absolutely one of the most talented people I've seen, mate, right? I watched him start this. He's working off an iPad with the original design. It was designed by one of the protesters called Darren Prothero, all right? He took the design and he's put it here, okay? As a tribute to the whole protest. It's a 100-day war.
What's it say?
It's a 100-day war, and at 10 a.m. on the 10th day of the 10th month 2023, the protesters were victorious against the UK government. More significant, if you move across, this is the sign of one of the toll gates which were attacked by the Rebecca rioters, yeah? Yes, and it was destroyed by Rebecca and her daughters, and what we've done is we've ignited that passion back into the Welsh people, all right? Because a lot of us are directly descended from the people that took part in the Rebecca rioters, and that's why Steve Jenks kindly did this free of charge for us, yeah? It stands there as a tribute to the people of this area and what we've achieved, okay?
Thank you very much.
No worries.
Quite busy down your end still?
Yeah, they love us. And these people fought World War II. Like, that's how backward they are. Like.
The thing is, they were never called a Nazi up until that point at that time, and they're like 70 years of age, because they're mostly classic liberals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah, what do you think then of some of the comments, like on the last two things we done with you?
To be honest with you, I think 99% were in support of what we had to say.
Yeah.
I think most of Britain now feels the same way. All right. I think the left have lost the battle. You know, mass immigration is out of control. They're ruining communities, ruining places with nice hotels and things, but they are pulling back from that now. The case is it a political ploy because there's a general election around the corner? Where are they going to put these people? If they stop using hotels, they're going to put them somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? Our job is to see where they're going to put them, and if we need to launch further protests against it, then we most certainly will. As far as this place goes, the main battle's over. The government have pulled out, Clear Springs have pulled out. So all we got to do now is sit, watch and wait and see where the ownership of the hotel goes, yeah? Just because the main protest line isn't there at the moment doesn't mean the protesters aren't. We're there, we're sitting in the shadows. If they try to pull any underhanded tactics, then we're going to come back in force. That's where we stand.
So are you saying there could be possibilities that this is just kind of like a respite, new owners come in, new deal?
Well, I don't think new owners, we most certainly want these to go bankrupt because we got local buyers prepared to buy the place. That would be the ideal.
So the owner himself, is he local himself?
Yeah, he's from Essex.
Really?
Yeah, well, this is why he doesn't care about the community, isn't it? You know, the problem they have here, they fight in communities now. When they were picking on hotels in the big cities, nobody really stood against that because they've been drip feeding migrants into the big cities for years and it goes unnoticed. But when you try and take a small little place like this and double the population overnight with economic migrants, then you're going to get a backlash. And because they've used up the major resorts, they're now having to look at smaller places like this. And Scampton, for example, this is being replicated in Scampton. What the people of Llanelli have achieved, we've recorded it all, we've put it all over social media. It's a worldwide thing. We've got millions of followers, and we've made politicians step back, look and think, oh shit, we have got millions of people against us, yeah? And every time they try this in a small community, you can now see the business model is there. This is what the people of Llanelli did. This is what we need to do, is pull together as a community, and we can win. And we've proven that. And hopefully we've inspired other areas of the country, other countries in the world to copy that plan. And this is how you do it. This is how you beat them. You come together as a community, you work together as a community, all right? This isn't like the Colliers strike where you're the Colliers one side, the police the other side, and running battles. What you're fighting here is a community with every skill set we needed, from legal skill sets to builders to electricians. We had it all. We had it all. Everybody was here for, you know, everybody put a part into this, you know. There were no bosses. Nobody here can claim, I did this, I did that. Everybody worked as a group, and it worked well, you know.
I think a positive for you guys is that you are based in Llanelli, which is, you know, the west of Cardiff. You are the west of Wales, you know. And
we are the
west
of
areas
Wales.
Of Wales is probably has a lot of multiculturalism in those cities.
In the cities, yeah, but yeah, okay, I go with what you say. In the west of Wales has been so far untouched. Okay, there's definitely at the moment a big demographic change going on in Llanelli, because you can see the migrants are walking around town, so they're bypassing this and they're putting them directly into accommodation, and that's the next issue we need to look at, is Carmarthenshire Council and how we can stop this happening, yeah? The people around here who need housing are being pushed to one side in favour of these people, and that's got to be stopped. So if it means standing in elections or whatever we need to do, we will do it.
I did hear through the grapevine that you was one of the first ones. You actually live...
I just lived up the road.
Yeah, so it must have been a major concern, the forefront of you and living here. We are now, how many months since that?
5 months.
It's been 5 months. I bet it's been a wild roller coaster. I've been up here twice.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've met you. I'm glad I've caught you on this occasion, because I would like to think, and I think the public would think, it's over. Is that the case?
It's not over, because we still don't know what's going to happen to the hotel. There's been a lot of rumours. It's in disrepair. They've torn out the kitchens. They've torn out all the fixtures and fittings. And that was while the hotel staff was still employed there up until the 3rd of July. Everything's been stripped. There is nothing like it was as a hotel. We've seen footage, we've seen drone footage, all the beds have been stripped out, the lights, fittings, everything has gone. There's asbestos apparently in there because they've taken all the ceilings down. This was all before the 3rd of July, when we did a little march. On the 7th of July, the homeowners, which are 2 investors, actually came on the 7th of July on that Friday, and they cut the fencing down. So there was criminal damage who have not been arrested, like some of us have. And that's when we stood our ground even more. I lay on the car park, I did a live, I said people need to get down here now, and that's when the community came together. And since then there's been police presence. There wasn't before. We've been peaceful, there's been no nastiness, and that was on the Friday. So those investors, and apparently there's some 77 bedrooms where people have invested in there, but the 2 main owners came that day and did criminal damage, cut down the fencing, went in with lead element, and since then the police have been there. Saturday, there was people that were chained in the hedge, because they were then using the hedge entrance, pushing themselves through where it wasn't safe. I got footage of people that were nearly being knocked over because of the hedge. And then on the Sunday, when the car had broken down, I lay on the car with another colleague, because they were going to take the car forcefully, and there was a telephone number on the dashboard saying who owned it, and we said phone our owner, and they said no, we're doing it anyway, forcefully. And then people stood around. I lay on the car, they couldn't take the car. And then that's when they knocked a 9-year-old child over. The police forcefully knocked people over, arrested 2 siblings, knocked this child over, and that's when I feared for my safety, got off the car, went on the bank, could see one of the security guards behind me filming and laughing, and I thought, come on now, where's your sense of humanity? And I started slipping, and that's when I saw the bit of chain then from the day before, and I tied it around my waist for my safety to stop me falling. The car was removed by the owner an hour later, so there was no need for all our forceful arrests or anything. And other people then sat in the fence with me, and well, not the fence, a hedge with me, and I was there for about 7 hours. I was threatened that the tactical team were going to come down. I had 82-year-olds, I had children, I had everybody sitting throughout the day by me singing. No aggression, nothing with us. Told the tactical team were going to come down. I feared for their safety. The person that had actually put the padlock on me unlocked me about 7 o'clock. About 8 o'clock then I was told, right, they're coming in for you. So I walked down to the square. The police knew I was unlocked. And that's when about 30-40 police closed in on me. Said they just wanted a chat and kept me for 21 hours. Yeah, and that's when I found out then 19 hours later when they interviewed me that they were going to have me for holding the security guards hostage. And that's a big
of course.
What's happening, Ash? How are you, mate?
Good, Carl. How are you, man? All right?
I'm good, thank you. It's nice to see you. So, I heard the news a couple of weeks ago, of course, and I knew you'd be ecstatic with the news. Are you still feeling the same way?
Yeah, it was fantastic news, to be honest with you. It came out of the blue. There's an email sent apparently to the local council to say that the Home Office had pulled the plug on using the Stradey Park Hotel.
There was a protest ride out, I think, a few days before the pullout. Do you think that may have been the straw that broke the camel's back? Or?
Yeah, I think that was the last straw for the Home Office. I think they could see there that public opinion was against them so bad that if they didn't pull the plug, this was going to escalate, definitely. And I think they wanted us out of the way because of filming, the social media, our story was getting out countrywide. People are starting to follow suit, like Scampton. I can't remember the name of the place in Scotland. And I think with this still going on, being in the public eye, it was just going to create more problems for them in other hotels and sites all over the UK.
So, do you think that this is over here now then? Is your fight then? Are you going back to work and you forget about it?
I'm in work, but this fight will never end while these people, Griff and Leisure, own this hotel. They can't be trusted. We don't want any backsliding here. They want us to remove the marquee and remove other things. And then what will happen then? Will they sneak him in? And, we're still looking at the big picture at a minute.
Yeah, because if I'm being honest, looking from the outside, obviously, it was great news for yourselves that you got what you wanted, essentially. But I saw that you were all, like, the flags are still there, the tents were still there, etc., etc. And I was thinking, are you going to reason with these people a bit and just say, okay, our battle is done here, or you were clearly looking at it in a different way?
What the best scenario for this is Griff and Leisure to sell our hotel, go to somebody local, for it to become a community hotel and go back to like it was, hosting weddings, funeral wakes and christenings, and
yes.
That's what the people want here. I mean, we don't want these outsiders coming in. They can't be trusted, right? They've done this kind of thing all over the country.
Yeah, okay. Well, a lot of people on the comments from our last one, obviously on the YouTube and stuff, there's a lot of positive people, I wouldn't even just say positive, I think it's just frustration and relief that they felt this themselves. But there's also a lot of people who are saying, platforming hate, these guys are racist, and we've had this conversation before.
Nothing racist about me. Anybody knows me, knows I'm not racist. Roger's not racist. None of the people up here are racist, right? If it had been women and kids coming in the hotel, I think, we'd have welcomed them. The people down here are nice, really. Do you know what I mean? We're not bad people. We just didn't want 250 to 300 males from God knows where, traipsing on this town with we don't know what crimes they've committed, you know, and that was our main concern.
I'm Barry Paskin. Good afternoon, guys. I'm down here, just met Cullen. We're down at the Stradey Park Hotel. I've come here, I was here a month ago, I'm here now for the celebration drive-by to give my support and applause and gratitude for the amazing community spirit that the people of Llanelli, or Llanelli if you're in England, and the people of Wales, that has just shown that you can do anything. So this is the Stradey Park Hotel, if you don't know, for 242 illegals were supposed to be going in there. These are people that have come into our country illegally. We're not talking about immigration, we're not talking about people coming and settling here, being in the system. We're talking about fighting age young men who've come here without their women and without their children. How is that brave? Leave your families back supposedly in war zones to come here to be funded up to £8 million a day by the British government to be put, and the contract with the Home Office is a minimum of 3-star hotels that they'd be put up in. The Stradey Park Hotel is the centre of community festivities. People go there for their birthday parties, engagement parties, wedding parties, and it was shut down. Basically, if I put some footage the other week, you could see that the whole place had been turned to like a barracks inside, and those people, them coming in, caused 95 people to lose their jobs. All different other, florists, butchers, different ancillary companies losing contracts, and so it's been a big kick in the teeth for the local people, and they've absolutely been amazing. They've had a 4-month vigil, staying there 24 hours a day, put up tents. They've really shown the people of the United Kingdom, and indeed the world, how you can stand up peacefully and you can stop, you can take care of your community. That's what you want must be more than what your local council or your local politicians want. So it was worth coming up here. I come up from London to lend my support and to applaud, because some of the guys I know up here I've known from when we were busy out on the streets in London, and it's a pleasure to be able to come and give my own support on the other way around here. And the rest of the United Kingdom needs to learn the lessons of being active. Time's running out.
My name's Tony.
And I'm Carrie.
And what is your purpose of being here?
Our purpose is to save this town from people who wish to hurt it. And hurt our children, or hurt our grandparents and their children. And that's our purpose, totally.
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
I do, 100%.
Why do you think these people are going to hurt that?
Because it's a natural progression of where they're from. I mean, the difference of how they live and their laws to allow what they can do to children.
And their religion.
Exactly, yeah. And the religion.
And their religion.
Yeah, what they can get away with in their own country, and they come in here, and without any sort of integration into our country, they're thrown straight into it. Say, hey, there's a hotel, there's the streets, get on it.
No documentation, no background on them. We don't know if they're murderers.
No.
Rapists, we haven't got a clue who they are, but yet they're allowed to come into the country.
I never want my children, grandchildren to have to look behind them when they walk the streets.
No.
I don't want it. It's not gonna. It will not happen on my watch.
Well, a lot of people, including people who are from here, would call you a bigot and a racist for thinking that.
Well, the thing is, hang on, hasn't life in Britain always been racist? The Irish don't like the English don't like the Irish, the Welsh, we've we're all racist, but it's just they're putting it into a different word now. Being racist is not your colour. has got nothing to do with your colour. It's how you act in that country.
But this has got nothing to do with colour either.
No, it's got nothing to do with colour. Nothing at all to do with colour.
It's about the type of people that are coming over and what they've done in Ireland for the start,
Yeah.
you know, in France, in other countries. They've shown their intentions, and we don't want that in this place. When the town can't handle it, where we are can't withstand that amount of men, because it is men coming, not families. So, yeah, we're against it.
Are you both from this town?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Proud.
Yeah, we are, and we're all going to stand together, and we want to save this town the same as everybody in Wales should stand up to save their own town and say, we never asked. Enough is enough. This has got to stop.
So this is kind of like the awkwardness, the confusion, and kind of like the blurred lines. So I'm from Cardiff, and I'm proud to be from Cardiff.
Yeah.
It's a very multicultural city.
Yeah,
a
definitely.
lot of my friends, we all from different walks of life.
Yeah.
What is the difference with this than what you're saying? Because obviously in Llanelli, the further west you go, the more majority white it is. Would you just say that you might not be as cultured as much, or are you saying that this is something totally different to the integration we already have?
Well, if I was going to Australia or New Zealand or anywhere, I'd have to abide by their laws. I'd have to abide by their laws. But they come here and abide by their own laws. They don't abide by our laws. They impose their own laws.
Yeah, they impose and enforce their own laws.
And I'm sorry, the police help them impose their own laws because the police won't arrest them. We have got one girl in our community here whose child of 12-year-old was threatened with rape, and nobody has been to see her in 5 weeks. The police, and we have taken her in front of the police. Four or five Syrian lads, and we have put her in front of the police and asked them why.
And she's still waiting. For the police to actually deal with
that is what we're up against, and this is why we have got to protect it ourselves.
So do you think you're not just up against the opposition that you believe with these illegals, as you say, but this is with our own government?
Yes.
Our government, yes. Not the local police force, it's the government, because those laws come down from the government, not the local police. Because some of these local police are fantastic people. We've got no beef with them. Some of them are lovely.
Some are great. Some are really lovely. But then there are others
Central
that are brought in
Central
that
government
actually,
need a kick up the arse. Need a kick up the arse and need to get some bollocks to stop what's happening. If other countries can stop them, why can't we? And if we've got to force it, this is what we're going to do. We're going to stand up.
Well, to be honest,
spread the word.
I think you guys are the first, of this kind of problem of hotels.
We weren't afraid to speak up and be called the racist, the fascists and everything. We weren't afraid of that. We stood up for what we think is right and what we know we need for this town, and hopefully it's given everybody else in the country a kick up the arse to do the same.
Are you racist?
No, I'm not racist.
No, I'm far from it. I'd love to be black.
I love the Irish. I love the Irish. Obviously, Irish jokes. That's not being racist.
No, it's far from racism. I've got coloured people in my family. You know, I'm related to Egyptians and things. It's not that.
My best mate's Indian. I watch Bollywood movies. Right there.
I think the sad thing about it is now, and I've said this before, but you could even have a daughter of colour, and you saying that you're racist for saying that.
Exactly.
It's like there's no.
The word racism is thrown out for anything now.
It's a get-out clause for most people. Use the racist card. That's all it is a racist card.
Does it frustrate you then? That you've had to shake people to see this?
It does frustrate, yeah. But now people, I think, are realising themselves that, whoa, we've got to stand up. If we want to protect our own country, we've got to stand up and do it. We've got to show force, like other countries stand up and show the force.
Yeah. Do you identify though that this country is multicultural as well though? Do you because some of these people when you say this will feel like that you are being racist towards them, oh my God.
Multicultural, yes, but when you've got a village of 400 and you want to put 240 foreigners young lads
Unvetted.
unvetted, yeah, unvetted.
Men of fighting age that are fleeing a country without their family, coming into a small village, into a small town that can't even look after its own.
That's an invasion.
That's
What
an
do you think
invasion.
would have happened if they did come?
Absolute chaos.
Chaos.
Absolute chaos.
Yeah.
I do.
Because the thing is with the Welsh, the Welsh have always stood up, and Llanelli is one of the best places for them to stand up because it's got it's got an ancient.
There's a lot of protests that have happened, uproars, revolutions.
Yeah. So, but if they come here and the government, central government, will keep sending them here till Wales will become.
It's not 240.
Not Wales.
It's 240 being integrated into the community. Then more will come in and be integrated. Then more would come in.
Well, I think it's good, like the thing I'm kind of
if they
like
came
seeing.
in with papers, came in on a plane with papers, with their passports, with their family, we wouldn't have a problem. If it was women and children elderly, we wouldn't have a problem. It's the fact that they're coming in on boats without their documentation, without their families, of men of fighting age coming here. That's a different story all over it, you know. Men don't flee war without their family.
Yeah, well, there is clearly, I know some people who work in certain services, and there are families who are over here.
Yes,
Are you saying that the majority are not? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Families
we
are
had,
fine,
we had a lot of Polish
families.
families come over a couple of years ago. We had no problem with the Polish coming over, you know, and there was quite a lot that came over, wasn't there? No problem at all. They've been integrated into the town, lovely. They're adding to the town. They're adding into the communities. Where these people that are going to come into this hotel, no, they won't be. They'll be taken away from the communities. Our elderly won't be safe. Our children won't be safe, and that's what it boils down to. We're fighting for the past, the future, and the now.
I think in this day and age, again, like I was going to say, is to be a nationalist, to be proud of where you're from, is frowned upon, and it's like as if they're trying to eradicate it.
Well, exactly.
Well, if that's the case, then you might as well have the Rugby World Cup or the football.
Exactly. Yeah. We now, as a country, need to stand together as one and say, no more. Not in this town. Not in our town. Send the boats back, bring the families over, send them back to fight their own bloody wars. We don't, and the fact is that we've got pensioners and people who are on the breadline, who can't afford anything, who can't afford to put the heating on, who can't afford the houses to live in, and yet, hang on, you come over in a dinghy, here we are, there's some money for you, there's hotel for you, there's food for you.
We've got thousands on the waiting list to be housed, but yet they'll be pushed back for these men to be housed first. These people that are coming into the hotel, they're going to have money before our own, you know, they need to look after our own first and put our own first before these people.
We've got veterans on the streets who fought for this country, and we're giving everything to people who want to come over here and fucking kill us.
Let's make Britain great again.
Let's make Britain great again. Let's make broken Britain great again.
Member of the community, member of society, contributing to the society, and it feels like you have been, especially via the media, the lack of media that has been covered on this, that you are just someone who's a troublemaker, someone who's a bigot.
The rumour was I'd lost my job. I hadn't. And those rumours are the dangerous ones. People apparently saw me sitting calmly in the hedge with all them police around me, with other people. It wasn't just me, right? It was other people. We haven't done this singly. We've done this as a joint effort, and because people saw us standing up for our rights, they came and joined as well.
Amazing. What?
The main media don't
no,
put
of course
anything. They said I was arrested and that was it. They haven't said everything's been dropped.
No.
I was rearrested in the August for walking my dogs past the entrance because I apparently failed my bail conditions. So again, they came to my house, arrested me, patted me down on the main road, okay, and said worst case scenario I was going to be held in Gloucester Women's Prison until my court case, which would have been a good month later.
Eastwood Park, you would have went, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah,
I
Eastwood
don't know
Park.
the name of. As I said, I've
course,
never been in trouble before.
I bet you was scared, yeah.
I was very scared that night. They
Yeah.
took me on the Saturday morning in one of them security vans, you know, with a little plastic container in there with a little window, and they double handcuffed me to walk into Swansea court.
Meat wagon.
I had never had handcuffs on me ever before, so that was frightening. And by 11:30 I was out. That was frightening.
Do you feel that there's now maybe a huge divide between the community and the police, the
There
local
is,
police?
unfortunately, yeah. I can't trust them because they twisted everything. How could I hold somebody hostage for sitting in the hedge? It wasn't a main entrance, but that's what they were doing. That's how they twist everything. I've known people that were innocent and they've been had for criminal damage, whereas the owners of the hotel didn't get had for criminal damage. People have had knives, security guards have had knives and petrol bombs in that hotel, and they haven't been had. Illegal people driving in with no MOT or tax or insurance, going into the hotel, police have escorted them out, made them go on the road with illegal cars, and yet you or I, if we did something wrong, we'd be arrested straight away.
Yeah, it is sad, and
it is
that's
sad
the reason
world.
why I've come up here.
Yeah.
You know, I've had a lot of stick for coming up here and filming it,
You
just
shouldn't
recording
have
it.
stick
You know.
for saying the truth. Voice of Words have had stick for filming the truth. Phil Watkins has had stick for filming the truth. You should not have stick for filming the truth. This is real, folks. This is not what you get on your main media websites. This is the truth.
Have you had any anyone say any bad words about you?
Oh, I've been called racist. I've been called all the names go in by these stand up to racism people. All I've
what do you
said
say to
is
those
we
people?
need doctors' appointments. We need our NHS. Okay, our local hospital is not an A&E. It's a minor injuries unit, which is often nurse-led. We have not got the structure here. We have not got the facilities. We haven't seen our local MPs there at all. Our local councillors, they haven't supported us. The only people that benefit are those rich people that own that hotel, right? Or the solicitors, because even though everything was dropped from myself and a few other people have had things dropped, I've still got to pay those fees.
Is there any other last words you would like to say to the people? Anything you would like to get across?
Everyone's got a freedom of speech. If you are worried about what's happening in your community, speak up, okay? One person can make a big difference because it makes other people aware, and I would do it again. And you've got to speak up. Just keep going.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Okay.
I'm hearing a lot of rumours spread around about like reasoning for these people coming to this country in large amounts, males. Have you heard anything yourself?
Well, there's a lot of theorists out there. Some think they're going to have blue helmets on, and when they're going to lock us down, these are the people that are going to be keeping us indoors.
What do you think?
I'd go with that, to be honest with you. I'd go with that story.
Final message. I know last time you give us a really inspirational message for the people. Anything you want to say?
Yeah, Central Club, right? This podcast, fantastic. They've helped us, no end.
And to anyone out there going through the same situation in the village, or?
Yeah, Scampton, I think. Best of luck to Scampton. Keep going, guys. You can do it. We've done it.
And one more, sorry, to the doubters out there, to the people who got you wrong, to the people who are labelling you things that you believe you're not. What do you want to say to those people?
Well, look what we've achieved. You know what I mean? Without any real problems. We were made out to be animals, and we're not animals. We're human beings, all right? And we're caring people.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, Cal.
I just want to say, is the fight here over?
No. It's just started.
Continues.
The fight here has just started. The fight up there might have finished, but the fight with us is not. We are going in a different direction away from this. We're breaking away from that up there, and we're doing.
For now.
For now.
For now, only for now. We'll come away for now.
And we will put our energies in other places. Take the fight to the safety of our community.
Llanelli.
And if it needs to be further out, we'll go further out, won't we? We'll go down to the Scampton, we'll go down,
we'll go everywhere.
We'll go wherever needed.
Yeah, where they want us.
To show force and to show willing and to get the bodies on the grounds that we need.
Do you think that there is numbers of you, enough numbers to stand up, or do you think it's a sleeping giant, you know, of the public? Because it's like a lot of people are scared.
I think the voices have been heard now, and I think because we have shown force up here, and we're prepared to go, you know, and prepared to go against everything that we're being called and everything. And I think it's showing force that other people will start to follow suit now, and will start, you know, uprising, and that's what we need. Now, if we can have all of them protesting, all the Palestinians protesting and everything in London and Cardiff like they have been, then surely us British can start doing the same thing and building our protest up and getting our voices heard. And that's all it's about.
And hang on. One guy who raises a British flag gets fucking arrested. One man against all that, he raises a British flag, he gets arrested. What is that all about?
Inciting racism.
What is that? Inciting? So what are the Palestinians doing then? Inciting racism against Israelis?
Yeah, if they were near the Palestinians with their protest, they're protesting in our streets, why don't they go home and fight their battles?
They bloody invaded Israel. Israel didn't ask them to come in and
I want to ask you a question. Are you pro-Israel, are you pro-Palestinian, or are you in the middle?
I'm pro-everybody. I'm pro-everybody.
We've got our own fight to worry about.
But I tell you what, I am not pro-Hamas or any of that shit. Terrorism, not a chance.
But this is good. I'm glad you said this because, you know, people may call you racist or whatever, but you have just said you're pro-everyone.
Yeah.
We're
You're
pro-life.
basically calling peace.
Yeah.
And that's good to know.
Yeah.
We are pro-life. We don't want this fighting, the animosity, the uprising of the wrong sides, you know, the bombings and all that. We don't want that. We want pro-life, we want peace, and we want calm. So everybody can integrate with everybody else, but not overrule and overrun everything. That's what it's all about.
Any final words?
Yeah, I'm starving.
Peace. Yeah, we're hungry.
Yeah.
We're hungry, but we'll fight this. We're to the end, do we? We're to the end. We're to the end. We'll walk hand in hand to the end till we can sort of help. If we help one elderly person or one child in this town, that's good enough for me. Just one we need to do.
One is better
Thank you very much.
What's this?
Oh, that's just a little badge. It's an ancient order of years ago with when you had Prince Llewellyn of Wales when he fought for Wales. And it's just a reminder to. It's just a symbol to look up to for a man who gave his life for his country, and that's all it is. It's not an alliance. It's nothing to do with the Free Wales Army. It's an ancient symbol that we use. We got these badges. We got it's a little ancient symbol we use, and with the same. So
thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Yes, guys, so I'm back here again with the one and only Stan Robinson from the last interview. How are you doing, Stan?
Yeah, fine. It's been a good day today.
Yeah, you got a grin on you. Would you class it as a success?
Yeah, absolutely. This is the first time in the United Kingdom that a protest has actually ended a Clear Springs contract and the Home Office, and so yeah, and the community are carrying on probably until the 27th of January, where the next meeting with the High Court will be, and at that point then they can decide whether they're going to continue or whether they close the camp.
Yeah, what would be your likely outcome on that?
I believe that the only way, the trouble is that the owners have actually been sneaky. They've lied, they've come to camp dressed as tourists, they've been inside the tent, and so you can't trust them. And so the only way you can trust them is in the High Court when they're there, and they'll be asked pertinent questions in there.
Yeah. Is this fight over, considering what's happened here and elsewhere?
No, of course it's not. You know, if you look at the Bibby Stockholm, that's 1 day's worth of illegal aliens crossing the channel. If you have 2 Bibby Stockholms, that's 2 days worth. If you have 3, the answer to this is to turn off the tap. You've seen it happening now, going through the whole of Europe. Germany's now thinking of turning off that tap. We should have done it when we left Europe. That was it. That was our chance, because if you remember the little 45-page booklet that you got through every door, it said we will be able to secure our own borders. That's never happened.
Never happened indeed, yes. So what are you doing with yourself anyway? Because I've noticed that you know, got the nice jackets on. Where have you been? What you got planned?
Well, we'll probably go down to Royal Air Force Scampton. That was where my father was stationed with 617. Not on the raid later on, and that's where I've been as well. That's where I was. So yes, it's.
So it holds dear to your heart.
It definitely does hold dear to our hearts. Yes.
Have you seen what happened in St Athens with the boarded up houses? Do you think that's something that could be similar with what's going on in Scampton?
So what's happening now across Wales? Money is being funneled now to local housing associations, and the exclusivity will be that it's those houses will go primarily, well, in fact, 100% will go to illegals, or the euphemistic term, asylum seekers.
Dan, Voice of Wales.
How are you doing?
Very well, very well. Celebrating a victory today on me, so happy days.
How's your experience been?
It's been a bit ups and downs, hasn't it? Because the whole thing has, you know, there's been no transparency with the politicians, no transparency with the media, the police, and everybody else has been based. It seems as if they've been working in opposition with the people. Now, all these people are supposed to be representatives of the people. So it's been a bit ups and downs. You've seen some arrests that potentially shouldn't have been done, police acting heavy-handed on things as well. But overall, the experience has been something I've never experienced before. Me and Stan have been around every single migrant hotel in Wales, definitely, and some in England as well, where there's not any resistance. You know, there's no resistance whatsoever. So to see what's happened here with a full community, and this is why they don't do it in communities, they do it in big cities like Cardiff, because the community's destroyed. Here, you've got a small community, 400 people in this area right now, and they are still, they may as well be related. Like Stan said before, one of them gets kicked, all of them limp. And the community spirit here has been what stood out for me, and what's won this battle. This is the first one in the UK that's won, and that is why, because of the community.
Clearly, the community has certainly come together. What about the local police force and the community? Do you feel there's a further drift?
Yes, without a doubt. So when we first got here, we warned, because we've been around this for a long time now, for years, and we've said, listen, if the police are being nice, it's because they're gathering intel. That's all they want. They're gathering intel. We were told off. You know, we were actually asked not to come back to camp in the early days because the things we were saying seemed a bit too radical for the locals. The fact that you can't trust the police, you can't trust the politicians. Remember, these are all Labour voters. The last election, they voted Labour, but they were none the wiser to it. You know, completely. Well, I don't want to say ignorant to it, but you know, they weren't involved in politics. They were just getting on with their life. In Wales, all you know is that you vote Labour. That's it. You know, so to see what has happened then from what we said initially, the police are they're gonna arrest people. They'll smile at you one day, they'll arrest you the next. That's what we've said. They didn't believe us. They've seen it now. And what they've seen has absolutely disgusted the local community, because they had their faith in these people. They had their faith in the police, that the police were going to protect them and look after them. But what they've seen is the police have worked against them actively, you know, to the point that it's political. to an even further extent, you could literally call the police actions that we've seen Stasi related, because they're acting politically, they're acting for the state. They're not acting for the people anymore, they're acting for the state. And unfortunately for the police, is that because they're taking their orders from above and they're doing what they're told and they're following the orders that they're given, that's alienating the public, because the public have now seen that what we were saying in the beginning came completely true, and they've seen it all now every single day.
Massive shame, but there is massive positives out of that as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely, because elections are coming soon. And unfortunately, as much as I don't like politicians, I don't like elections, I don't like the way the democracy that we have allegedly got. The simple fact is the only way this can be changed is politics, and I don't like saying that because I wish it was another way. But the politicians around here have had an easy ride for far too long. What's going to happen because of what's happened is they're going to start voting differently. We've seen massive resurgences in parties that used to be very prominent in this area. Neil Hamilton from UKIP used to represent this area. He was voted out in the last Senate elections. The UKIP resurgence in this area has boomed. There's 400 people living in Furness, and I think over the last few meetings that they've had over 100 new sign-ups to the party.
Dan, thank you very much. I'm sure I'll see you again.
Oh, brilliant. Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care.
No start.
Yes, what's going on, guys? So that's me done, finished, wrapped up. That's the final day of filming at the Stradey Park for me. I was humming and ahhing whether to even come up again, but you know, I'm glad I did. I didn't want to leave it the way it was, you know, just because I had so many unanswered questions. You know, when I found out that the hotel and the council had withdrew from the hotel, I started hearing that there was still people camping outside it and protesting, and I was like, well, why? Like, why? You know, you've won. So I really wanted to know, is this something that they're doing because there's more to it? Is it, you know, is the fight over? Or do they have fuck all to do? Like, you know, which one is it? You know, because even during the protest, you know, a lot of the people in the comments would say, oh, these people do nothing, they've got nothing to do, blah, 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 blah. But from coming up here, I can see they're just very passionate about their community. You know, it's not a bad thing, all right? It's not a bad thing that these people live in an area that isn't as cultured as Cardiff and Newport. And do you know what? I'm very proud to be where I'm from. I'm very blessed and very proud to have the friends and the family I've grew up with. But these people are proud to be from where they're from. And that's okay. That is okay. You know, I think people who quick enough to shout out calling these people bigots and racists, it's very small-minded. If you was brought up here, you would have the same outlook on life, okay? But in our kind of beliefs, especially where I'm from, that could be looked at as a bigoted view, okay? It's not, okay? And they're very, very passionate. They're very patriotic. That's something else I've learned about the Llanelli people. I think, like they said, the fight ain't over, and we'll just have to see what happens. But as Stradey Park is concerned, I think it is done. I don't think that they will house any. I think that, you know, I think they've done a great thing down here for themselves. They've clearly got what they wanted, and yeah, let's just see what happens in the future. Stay central.
The Central Club.